Welcome, everybody. This is the inaugural charity-focused webinar. We do a variety of different types of shows for the SPADES community on the basics of cryptocurrency, how to use the site, of course, and also looking at the charities that we're working with and supporting, or nonprofits, depending on how they're doing that. And today we're very, very happy to have with us Terra Renee of AAWIC, African American Women in Cinema, and our charity director is here as well, of course, Lorian, and Terrence is also joining us, who is with that organization as well. So thank you all. And Terra, why don't you just tell us all about your organization? We'll just start there.
Sure, and thank you so much, Stephen, for this time and opportunity to shed light on our organization. And we deeply appreciate your support. Lauren, we appreciate your support and your belief in us as we continue to spread our goodwill of empowerment around the world. African American Women in Cinema started 23 years ago, really on an idea when I saw a lack of opportunities for women of color who have the gifting or the talent of telling a story in this medium. And upon my research and looking at some of the unions that existed and just seeing stats that were 0.03% of women of color getting jobs, I knew it was time to create a plan of action. I've always been a doer. It's in my blood. I have family members who've been active in the civil rights movement and just basically community leaders. So that's always been a part of me. And so in creating the African American Woman in Cinema was just part of my calling that I did not know at the time, but I evolved into understanding it as time progressed. And so initially when it started, it was basically in conference style of women just sharing their stories on how they were able to get a film made. Again, starting that a while ago, we did not have access to the technology that we have today. So it was a very expensive talent to really try to make happen because of all the elements that is required. You have to have a crew, you have to have a story, you have to have camera equipment, you have to have a location, you have to feed your crew, you have to feed your actors, good talent, none of which was a low expensive or low cost to really engage in to make happen. But through the years, I am grateful in one sense of the technology that was introduced to the world, the phones, where you can literally make a movie on your phone. As a matter of fact, 1 year, we screened a film that was shot on an iPhone in its entirety. So that really changed the game as it relates to costs in so many areas. And also too, you know, there's this running joke that I would share or we would laugh about amongst friends, because telling a story in this medium requires so much. There's a feeling that you're almost giving up an organ to make it happen. And so certainly, again, when we started and these women would share their stories after they went through the process to get the film done, now was a whole nother battle, if you will, to get it seen to the masses. And there was not a lot of opportunity for distribution. So there was this term called four wall, and that simply meant renting a theater. And so those who were able to do that raised enough money and put that in the budget to rent a theater for a weekend, partner with the independent theater that would allow them to do that. Then they would get a host of friends to come and purchase tickets, and in hopes that that would attract some attention, that they could even get a broader opportunity to distribute. So, but now again, technology have changed that You can upload your work on YouTube and just ask your friends via email, please view, bring up my viewership. And we have heard stories of people getting bigger deals due to their level of viewership. So we're excited that now we continue to showcase these talents. We provide educational opportunities for those who are seeking to get into the industry, but just want some sort of insight as to a path forward. And I'm pleased to say that we do a major event once a year. And throughout the course of the year, we have screening opportunities, additional opportunities that we partner with other organizations.
And you have your film festival coming up, don't you? Is that the yearly big thing?
Yes, yes. So we normally do it in March, but as we were in the throes of executing our live event, I was so pleased because everything was coming together so well. And then all of a sudden the outbreak. And so we had to put a pause on it to kind of see where everything was going. And so now I'm happy to inform your audience that we will be doing the festival online virtually, November 4th through the 6th.
Great. Yeah, we'll make sure to get that event put up as an event within the event section. Is there a cost for people to attend online?
Yes. So what we're asking folks to do right now, well, we have what we call the Festival All Access Pass. And that will enable the person to attend every event that we have, which will be the film screenings, workshop, keynote panels, special programmings. So that's a $75 all access pass. We will be announcing soon about an early bird special, so you can certainly check on our website with that. And then we have what they call the a la carte pricing for each particular event. So for the film screening program, there's one. Opening night, there's one. So we ask folks to check in on our website for those listings.
And what's your website address for those people who don't know?
Yes, it's www.AAWIC.org. And that's just African American Women in Cinema acronym.
Right. Okay. Well, in fact, I think what we'll do here is just show people that real quick.
Wonderful.
So is that the right screen?
This is the right screen. And then when you go to there, there's a button on top that says Festival Information. We will be uploading that. So we ask that you check back frequently for updates and details regarding the film festival.
Okay, great. And I noticed that on your site, there was people that you were working with, members. Okay, I see. So these are different types of memberships that people can sign up for to help support your organization's good work and keep it ongoing.
That is correct. That is correct. And then we offer members special discounts on certain types of programs. There are times that we're able to offer members free opportunities to participate in different programs or get referred to filming opportunities that will come our way. So yes, that's why we have the membership.
Oh, great. Is there like if people want to get involved, or they want to be in a film, or they want to have a film made, or what's the process, or how do they do that with you?
Sure. So for starters, we have the A-list level membership. That's the top tier. And the A-list members, they get to submit their resumes and bios for consideration for projects that we would be approached with, specifically seeking talent of color for these particular projects. So we refer these bios and resumes to the production company that's seeking this particular talent. So that's one way. We have our lowest tier, and I don't mean in a negative way, but our initial tier is the general membership, and it's for free. People can join that and get access to information on what we're doing, and they can certainly come and participate in some of these events because they are networking opportunities. You can meet people who are actually looking to produce projects either from book adaptation or just looking maybe for a mic person. So that's another opportunity. And then our second tier is the friendship member, AAWIC friendship tier, where folks can join, may not be in a position to be the A-list member as of yet, but this still affords them opportunity to be in the mix and be in the know and also to network.
Great. Lorian, did you have any questions, or Terrence?
No, I'm pretty knowledgeable about AAWIC because I've been running with Terra and producing projects and for some time, and it's a great organization that one of the organizations that was able to help me to get my Versace documentary into Sundance, and then this year into Cannes. It was through the AAWIC organization, even though I'm not an African-American woman, but having Terra as involved as a producer on those projects was able to get us into those venues through the organization. So, it has a very, very good initiative in terms of what it's done for, especially, as she mentioned, such a small community of women of color that have the opportunities of making film and producing and directing. And, like we just co-produced on a documentary, Marion Williams documentary called The Legendary Marion Williams. And, there's a lovely young lady that's, that directed that, and, that, through her organization, being able to promote that type of thing is kind of cool. It really does give platform to these people that are underserved in so many ways.
That's awesome. So you're going to Cannes?
Oh, we went to Cannes already. Went to Cannes, we went to Sundance. Well, the Cannes was online this year, so right. The Cannes online, but we went to Sundance physically. We went to Sundance with Terra and her folks. And was that year before the last?
Yeah.
It was year before, with the Versace documentary that we did. And Terra is also one of the producers on that. So yeah.
Awesome.
Well, as Terrence mentioned, I also not an African-American woman or producer, African-American woman producer. I am a producer. And yeah, and I'm on, thank you, Terra, I'm on her advisory board for AAWIC, which I'm grateful for, I'm very proud of. And Terra and I actually go back a number of years, and we still collaborating in a couple of development projects together, which are focusing on some amazing, historic, legendary African-American performers and musicians and filmmakers and iconic civil rights leaders. So I'm just thrilled to be involved, and I love what she's doing. I'm just always blown away and how amazing and all the things that you accomplish and do, and I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Lorian. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you and it's your support. Terrence, we appreciate you so much and your support. It's been golden, and certainly grateful that our paths has crossed and we continue to move forward together to empower the world. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I can tell you it's our pleasure that we were able to provide one of the SPADES Awards to your organization. Obviously, be keeping up on what's going on there. Is there anything else you wanted to add about the organization, Terra, or things that people should know?
Well, again, many thanks for the support. We deeply appreciate that. We've recently partnered with a orphanage in Senegal, Africa, because of the needs of the young kids. But what struck me and why we decided to do that was the director of the orphanage stated that they wanted to provide some sort of entertainment. And we believe some of those children are next generation filmmakers. And so we wanted to come in at an early stage and be of support with them. And so one of the programs that we're going to have during the film festival will be in direct support for the orphanage that we are supporting as well.
Wonderful. Is there any information about that online, or maybe you can send me some?
Yeah.
Yes, there is on our website, but I will certainly send you some information as well, Stephen.
Right. Please
Great.
do.
So I know also that since you all are users of the SPADES community and it is only a couple weeks out there, that there were some questions, and we can take this opportunity as well to spend a little time to get people educated on things that you have specific questions about for the community itself. So happy to do that.
So I think at least for some of the folks that were in our circle, that were kind of like some of the early subscribers, we're just trying to understand, you know, the value worth when they make, because they're thinking investor here in the sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, you know, what do we buy it at? And, you know, I thought I was tracking it also like on Coinbase, but I realized that there's Spades and then there's Spade. There's two different ones, it looks like. And so I think the one that I had sent to you, Terra, that we were looking on Coinbase with the stuff, I think it might be a different company, I'm assuming.
That's
that
an
correct?
Ethereum. Yeah, there is an Ethereum coin called Spade coin. Whereas we are a Tron TRC20 utility token. So yes, there's a little confusion there unless you see what they're doing, which I believe is gaming. Is that they're a token specifically for gaming, and obviously ours is not for that purpose.
Right. Yeah. So and this is community based, and you know, so I've been telling a few people around, you know, about the social aspect of this. I mean, again, for me, it was a little bit of limited knowledge, and I haven't really had the chance to spend a lot of time to delve all the way into it, to understand its social, you know, social standing and what you're projecting. But I think it would be helpful to just be able to understand, you know what's your long-term plan with this, I guess, and then this way that helps us when, you know,
Sure,
when sharing information about it and so forth, to be able to better serve that.
No, I think that's actually a great question, and there's a lot of objectives, obviously, long term. But for someone who's a token holder, as looking at the token as an investment, the whole purpose here is that we will be adding in other communities who need backing. So the current site, spades.community, you can think of that as a hub. Now, I spoke with somebody the other day. They were referred to me, and they said, look, we have a game that we're building online, and people will go searching through these games and watching videos and doing things of that nature, and they earn rewards for doing so. Now, they don't want to be involved with having to go create their own token and have a way to pay out the rewards that people are earning as they go through this game. So he's asked us if they could use the cloud credit paid directly to people on the Spades community. And then, of course, they can take it out into Spade tokens, or they can utilize the cloud credits on the platform itself. So that's just one community. There's another one that's building. It's taking certainly longer than I hoped it would, but it's a pretty sophisticated site for the sale of NFTs. For people who are familiar with NFTs. Now that one needs to have a blockchain running through it, because when you deal with an NFT sale, you actually need to put it as a block on a blockchain for recording purposes. So that site will also utilize the cloud credit system and the cash out. Now, what's interesting here is, and we're working on this part right now, is a hub that is the synchronized login. So if you get an account in this game, you automatically also get an account at the SPADES community and at the NFT site and anyone else who's on the whole platform, because we all have now the same economic model. And when you look at the site under the token's purpose, you'll see it has a very specific general purpose, that is to be backing for communities, either online communities or offline communities. My neighbor, for example, who's from the Democratic Republic of Congo, will be setting up a community center over there. And people will be able to come in, be able to access the site. Maybe they can sell things, market things. I'm really excited when they'll be able to come in and play this person's game. And now absolutely they can earn something. Now they have no interest in cashing out to a cloud credit. What they have an interest in is people within their community who have things for sale will all have an account here, and now they can just send cloud credits back and forth to each other as their own barter currency.
Okay.
You know? So, and then of course there's a lot of other things that we wish to accomplish with the whole platform. You know, it's interesting being a nonprofit. That doesn't mean that investors shouldn't expect a profit. They should expect a profit, right? But the platform itself exists to provide services and access to people that may not otherwise have it. So if you're unbanked, well, actually you have a bank account with us. If you go into the cloud credit system, it's essentially a bank. You can send credits to other people, you can request them, you can get them, and you can even cash them out for a different currency, in this case, SPADES token, which is then essentially convertible like other currencies into any other currency. Right now, it's our parent coin, Tron, TRX. So there's a pool, a swapping pool, and you can take your SPADES there now and actually sell them and get TRX automatically. That's how the pool works. And from TRX, you can go to Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, pretty much anything. So like some regular currencies in the world, you can't go directly from one currency to the other. You may have to go through something. Now, like I have Vietnamese dong or Iraqi dinar, and some places will take it and some places won't. So I might have to actually go somewhere where they will take the dinar or the dong and get something like $1 or €1 or whatever, and then I can get to the end currency that I'm trying to get to. So yeah, hopefully that helps.
Okay, so Tron is the that's the I guess as you said, you call it a parent coin. To so if someone wanted to, let's say, move coin from, let's just say I wanted to move something from my Coinbase, or I want to move Ethereum or something like that, I would have to do some sort of conversion, right? I would have to go through that in order to bring currency in there. I have to bring it through the Tron in order to make that.
Right, at the moment you need to bring it through Tron. If you want to get SPADES tokens, then you give Tron and you get SPADES. If you give SPADES tokens, then you get Tron. And we will be pairing with other coins as we go, you know, as we get further out there. But we're not in a tremendous hurry, you know. We really wanted to do a slow rollout of this over a month to 2 months and make sure we find out what we didn't know that may need help with the whole platform, and to just kind of, you know, let it grow organically. We're not trying to be a spaceship. So there will be other tokens that you'll be able to, that will pair with, that will allow you to swap out. And once we're on an exchange, a more traditional exchange, like it probably won't be Coinbase. I mean, even Tron is not available on Coinbase at the moment. Coinbase will have to start offering a lot more coins. Right now, they're the big daddy because they're the oldest and they're relatively easy to use. But Clever, Trade Ogre, Binance is having a few problems. There's Bittrex. There's more and more and more, and there's just going to be more exchanges that continue to come out. And depending what exchange you're on, then they have all sorts of different things that you can potentially do. So it'll depend where we are, and we'll be adding them. The plan will be about one every 3 to 6 months.
Okay. And as far as your, you mentioned that the NFTs and so forth. So you guys would have to partner with a company to be able to do such.
Right. Well, sort of. They're running their NFT site and they're allowing people to post them and sell them, and they take care of the blockchain entry. Now, if I sell an NFT on that site, and because NFTs can sell for 10,000, 100,000, some of them are ridiculous. Okay. Then how is the person who sold the NFT going to get paid? See, the NFT site doesn't want to have to go and build a whole entire infrastructure on how they can pay out their users, which it's always going to be in crypto. Most of the NFT sites right now all use Ethereum, but Ethereum is ridiculously expensive in its gas and mining fees. I mean, it can be, over $100 sometimes on a given day to do a single transaction. We chose Tron, for example, the Tron protocol, to be one of, an asset of that, because for the most part, it's about 10 to 13 cents for a transaction. They don't use the same type of miner system that uses ridiculous amounts of energy. So it's far more environmental. And Tron does something unique. It'll let you freeze or stake your Tron tokens, and then you earn energy and bandwidth. That's the energy that you need when you want to send something on the Tron blockchain. So if you get just a little bit of Tron and you freeze it, you give part of it to build energy and part of it to build the bandwidth, then when you go to do your transactions, then there'll be no fee. You'll wind up paying nothing for that.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm getting calls on this here. Okay, yeah, no, I was just wondering, because I was dealing with another company and stuff, and I was thinking maybe that might be a good company for you to talk to, if you needed to, in that sense. But but yeah, please go ahead.
Well, Terra or Lorian, if you have any questions.
Yes, I have a question, Steve. I tell you, technology is just doing whatever it wants to do. And we're getting to it. It's amazing. Stephen, you did so well. You and Lorian did very well in explaining what the tokens are. But can you just give an overview on what they are, tokens versus shares? Okay, so, well, all right, we're going to get into some things here. So obviously, shares are something that you hold in a company, right? It's how you invest in a company. That's not okay. So that's a share. Now, there's two kinds of tokens. There are utility coins or utility tokens. Ours is a utility. It allows something to take place, right? Versus a security token. Now, a security token is like a share.
because the token is representing value in a particular company. And for the most part, the value of that coin is tied to how that company is doing financially, versus other coins, which is what's the demand on the marketplace for it. Now, of course, we don't have a company. We have a private charitable association that is behind this. And the purpose of selling tokens out on an exchange to create capital, that capital actually really goes to the one purpose of building the entire online community and the other spokes that we'll bring into it, and providing greater technology and support to charitable partners, like building a community center in Kinshasa, which might really wind up only costing about $2,000 for an entire year to fund a community center. You know, because people only make $2 a day over there. So that's the difference. You need to look at utility token versus security token. And if you're a security token, then you actually do need to do SEC filings and all that kind of stuff, because you're essentially a stock. But not with the utility token.
No.
Yeah, and we have a whole legal white paper you'll see it linked to from the site that explains, you know, a legal analysis of why we are absolutely a utility token.
Okay. Utility token. Okay.
Thank you, Steve.
Sure.
Well, that explains some in that respect. Yeah.
So, what's gonna?
So
Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
So with that great explanation, can you explain how does the value increase for those who may be interested in wanting to cash out?
Absolutely. So a token or a coin goes on an exchange. Let's take the Dodge coin, okay? Because some people are pretty familiar with that. Now investors come along and they say, I'm going to buy these tokens. The more demand there is for the token, the more value it goes up. Once it starts going up, they may want to take their profit, so they sell, of course, and the more sales there are, then the token goes down in value. So what's really unique about our token is that any demand for our community and the growing community out there is automatically demand for the token. So for example, let's say that you have uploaded a film and you're saying it's 10 cloud credits for somebody to come and, you know, watch your film, own it, right? They're buying it, they can download it, now it's in their computer. Because we do that right here on our site, right? There's digital products, there's an area that says digital downloads. That's where you go to get it. So I come along and I spend $10. The $10 is coming to our community, right? You, Terra, are getting 10 cloud credits. What's happening with this $10? We're buying our tokens and we're putting them in the community bank wallet so that when you go to cash out your cloud credits, we've already bought your tokens. So as there's more and more and more demand for the community as it grows, and it's not going to happen overnight, okay? And there's no token that comes out and it's like, oh, all of a sudden it's, you know, it's an Ethereum token. It takes years, all right? Now, it won't take us probably as long as others, because as the community is growing, they're referring other people. Let's say you put up your film here, you're going to tell people, here's where you can come to buy my film, if to the extent that you're willing to take cloud credits. There are charities out there that we're working with, and all their people will wind up getting an account just simply so that they can at least have a bank, right? They can market, like our prosperity program. They can get a free account and market it to people anywhere in the world, even if their own neighbors probably can't afford it. Like people in Kinshasa aren't going to spend $25 on a, you know, an educational class on cryptocurrency. But they can market it to people in America and other places. Now, here's what's nice. So the person who's made the game, he said, what I want to do is initially come and I'll buy $10,000 worth of cloud credits from you because I'm going to put those credits in my game. He makes money from advertising, right? He's making more money by the people running around and going to all the different pages and finding where's Waldo or whatever it is. He doesn't need to worry about us. He's getting a check from the advertisers, and he already has advertisers. What he has to do is give rewards, right? So that when that $10,000 comes in, for example, let's say we're at a penny at that point. We're just under a penny right now. We're going to go out there and buy $10,000 worth of SPADES tokens off the exchange. That's going to make this go up. Now, by the time the people have gotten their rewards and they go to turn in their cloud credits, the token, let's say it's now at 2 cents, just so I can make the math easy, right? They get half as many tokens as the amount that we bought because we bought them at a penny, right? So we get 100 for $1. But at 2 pennies, you only get 50 for each dollar. So there's where a profit can come in. Now you've got to be really thoughtful about what you do with those particular tokens because you don't want to just go sell them and make the price go down unless you don't want your token to go up too quickly. See, we don't want a volatile token actually. The way the current main tokens people are familiar with works, it's kind of crazy. And that's why we do not release very many of our tokens at a time. We release tiny amounts at a time. Because when you go and you put out a large amount, the hedge funds come along with their buddies and they buy up, $10 million and the token freaks out and goes super high, right? Now they made it go up. They manipulated it to go up. Now, a few other people, regular people like us come along and go, oh, wow, that token's really going up. I should go buy some. Well, then the hedge funds take their profit and the thing just completely drops out. So that's not a good use for a cryptocurrency, in my opinion, right? There's real need for community currencies because the national fiat currencies, the way they were created from the first place, they were basically a Ponzi scheme. All right.
Sure.
Well, I know some people are going, what are you talking about? The US dollar is a Ponzi scheme? Well, look, if I create $100, right? Here comes the first $100. And I say, okay, I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to loan it to you at just 1%, right? So now you owe back $101. But how much money is in circulation that's even possible for you to pay back? Only the 100, right? The one is not, doesn't exist. It only exists on paper that you owe. Well, now let's bring this to the point where we are today, where there's trillions upon trillions upon trillions out there. So, most people say, well, yeah, it's inflating, the dollar's inflating. If you have been paying attention to the news in the last few years, Greece, Venezuela, countries are having major problems. People buying power is going down significantly when their currencies drop. Now, they could lose 50% of their value, even though they have the same amount of dollars or pesos or whatever it happens to be, right? But people in those countries, the ones who put their funds into crypto, their value went up by almost 200% in that same time period where their friends and family members who had it in a regular bank went down. This is just the nature of the industrial age economic model. It's like Rome. It's going to fall, which is one of the reasons it's so critical that people start to get their feet wet with cryptocurrency, at least a little bit. That's another purpose of our site. When you come here, it's not nearly as daunting as some of the other crypto places that you go where it's just graphs and wallets and charts and a whole entirely new language. At least when you come over here to Spades, there's some things that you're quite familiar with. Okay, I can have a social profile. Great, I can share what's of use to me. I can put my skills up here. If I have a job I can do for someone, I can post that. If I have something to sell, I can do that. So it's a much, I think, easier. It's like putting your feet into the first couple steps in the shallow end of the pool before, going to, I mean, even Coinbase is like jumping in only in the middle of the pool because they make it a little bit easier. But you go to Binance or Bittrex or something like that, you're in the deep end. You're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I know. Trying to get some friends up to speed as well with even my limited amount of. I was hoping my brother was supposed to be on here, and because he has a little bit more knowledge in the space, and but anyways, just using some of those others, and then it is just so the new form of doing business. I'm doing something else with another company, and that's how they're gonna pay me, is through that. And that's why I set up the MEW wallet stuff, because, and I was like, no, I want cash, I want regular good old money. And they're like, no, you just convert to USDT and and do that. And it's like, okay.
Right.
And I'm like, this is here to stay. And like the stuff I sent you, Terra, on that company overseas, thinking about distribution models now, going to distribute films via NFT, and that becoming something now. It's like, okay, now this is, I think, Terra, you and I had a meeting with that actor and the Malcolm Jamal Warner's guy, that whole thing that they did, that they did that social video, and everything was purchased on in an NFT fashion, and they made a lot of money on a short. It was like a 5-minute short. I think they donated like $30,000 just to charity from that short, right? I think, was it that one that he donated from, I believe. So it's here to stay, I think. It's the new way of doing business.
It's absolutely here to stay. It's actually, I think it's just part of the whole evolutionary process that we go through, and power and money are the two sides of the coin. So, in the hunter and gatherer age, you had barter, and the power was with the tribal leader. And you get to the agricultural age, the money was gold and silver, and the power was the monarchs and the church. You get to the industrial age, and what you've got is fiat currency that they just continue to print and print and print, with the bill having to be paid by taking whatever can be taken from the earth, all the natural resources, in a way that's not very sustainable. So now we're entering, I'd say we're in the second part of the transition period of the information age. And in the information age, with decentralization and cryptocurrency, the power becomes with the individual. Now you're going to have a little more responsibility, however. You have to figure out how to use a wallet. You have to make sure you send USDT versus USDC when somebody wants you to pay them, or your money's just lost, right? You need to take a bit more responsibility about it. But on the other hand, now value becomes elements of human creativity. It becomes film. It becomes marketing. It becomes things that are not, the phrase I've always used now for 20 years is shoot a lion video instead of shooting a lion, right? Shooting the lion is the industrial age model. Shooting a lion video is the information age model. And you can license that video to people who want to use it for different things. Maybe in one of your films, I need a shot of this lion chasing blah, 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 whatever it happens to be, right? So no, cryptocurrency is not only not going anywhere, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. I'll be surprised 5 years from now, even though I don't eat McDonald's, but if I went there, I'd be surprised if they don't say, well, you have to pay us in the Ronald McDonald coin.
Yeah, right.
Right. And if you don't have any in your multi-currency wallet, then we're just going to charge you a little bit of an exchange fee because it'll go through USDC or USDT, like the Tether.
Yeah, it's happening that way because I think I had a meeting with a friend the other day, and he's up on this coin. I was telling him about Spades, and he was mentioning some other community-based programs as well, and one of them where people are creating names, coins, and celebrity names, and then those celebrities are starting to reclaim their names, and I think people are losing their money on that because those names belong to actual individuals, and I don't know how they're able to reclaim it, but I mean, it's like Elon Musk had one there, and I think it was trading like a $60 or something like that, a coin, and Justin Bieber had one, and I mean, there's all these different names, so you can create a coin in your own name, and it has this whole social situation to it. So I guess there's, people will get creative and inventive with this. So, and Forbes magazine, I think, put out I think I shared it to you, Tara, right? But with Forbes, they were saying that in 5 years, they expect that, this will just be the mainstay of what it is. And I think Ecuador just converted their entire country, I believe. They did. To this.
Bitcoin. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now cryptocurrency. Well, it's actually really, really smart because their currency was continuing to dive down into a toilet. Now it's bolstered by the whole entire world who wants Bitcoin, and Bitcoin may wind up going to $100,000 over the next year to 2 years. I mean, less than a year ago, it was under $20,000. Now it's at 50. Back in 2017, I bought it for $800. I bought a couple of Bitcoin, and by the end, 7 months later, it was $19,000. And then it went all the way back down to $2,000.
Yeah.
So the thing is that when there will be cryptocurrencies that are created specifically to be a stable modem of exchange versus what they are now for the most part, which is, are we going to get crazy rich off of them because they're going to go shooting up because Elon Musk tweets about it and puts $1 billion in, right? Let me share something with you guys just real quick, because I think that this is really valuable. There's a page on our site called Our Story, and back in 2003 is when this idea for a community currency came up. There was no Bitcoin. I didn't have a clue that there was going to be, cryptocurrency would be a thing. But we even created this whole platform, and one of them was called the ePay Cafe. That was the banking. I actually still own epaycafe.com. And when we get a chance, we'll probably put up our own exchange there. So that's part of that long-term question, actually, that you started with. So you can actually go back. This is like the very first DeFi architecture and see the whole plan, which was, this is going to sound familiar, let people share and ad revenue and play games to earn a digital currency and publish their digital products and barter with each other as peers and auction items. So we've actually finally built this thing, which was originally called the Free Digital Universe. And the whole point was digital currency. That was the point here. It was about the fact that we are moving to a point where we're going to enter the information age, and community groups are going to create their own forms of exchange of value, right? Now we have cryptocurrency, and it works perfectly as a way to have an exit from a barter credit. So, and I'm showing you that because this whole idea of digital currencies, not cryptocurrencies specifically on a blockchain, but digital currencies and community currencies, predates this whole entire crypto revolution, right? It's just the form of providing the transparency and the accounting for these actual digital credits.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
so
yeah, makes me wish to go back a little bit to when Bitcoin just came out and then go buy some. It's a little bit late. And it's like, what's the next big evolution, you know? And then that's, you know, that's, but that's, yeah.
although you would have had to wait about 9 years before it actually became anything. Back in the day, you could get it for a
That's
nickel,
right.
and you could buy a pizza with it, and that was about it.
Yeah, that's,
you know,
exactly.
and there weren't exchanges. Like I back in the day, I knew, I was like, okay, good at digital currency, fantastic. I've been talking about that for years. Maybe I should go get me some. But there wasn't a Coinbase. There wasn't that, the technology to make it simple, right? And that's part of what we have to do, and part of what the Spades community was built for, is also to make it easier for people, right? I mean, look, you can come on our site, buy $25 worth of cloud credits, go cash them out, and now you've got Spades token. The only hard thing you have to do is set up a wallet, which is one of the easier things. But you don't have to go through the rigmarole of all these major exchanges.
Right.
Right. And
They can be a
Binance,
nightmare.
all of them. Yeah.
I'm sorry, can you take your photo again with your phone? Now
Oh,
send me a utility bill. And
Binance put me through that. I was trying to just get the thing to verify. I was like, holy cow, it was like, how many times I got to take my picture with this thing? It's like, this is me, here's my utility bill. Yeah. And, it eventually accepted. I remember, at one point I was like, if this doesn't work this one last time, I am done. Right? I was like, I'm not even doing it. So,
right. Now, I have an account with Bittrex, and I got us corporate approval. And so I went to go and buy more TRX, because we have to buy Spades token. And you'll see us on the exchange. You'll see on a daily basis, there's either a small or a larger purchase coming from this one continuous address. There's others too, but that is our wallet address, right? For our community bank, because people are buying Prosperity Program for 25 bucks. The system gets to keep 5. So if 4 of those come in, I go buy $80 worth of Spades from our swapping pool, right? That's how the system works. And that keeps pushing the price of Spades up. And then when Tron takes a crash, our price comes down too, because we're paired. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we try to make it really, really simple and easy. And we'll continue to work at that.
Stephen, you have brought up, and so has Terrence, a number of times on this conversation, and I think it might be helpful for everyone that will be listening to the recording, and even Tara and Terrence at the moment, explain the Prosperity Program that Spades has right now, how easy it is, and it's a good entry point to this with the information that is provided on our site as well.
Sure, I can do that.
Sure.
Okay, so once you log into the system, I have to log in. Actually, I think I was already logged in, but I'll log in again in case I got kicked out. Okay, so this is your back office. You get here by hitting the dashboard. This is your bank, your social profile, groups. Here's the Prosperity Program. Real quickly, for people who don't know, help videos are available here. It's useful to actually read this. There's an orientation video, and right here, let me just open it real quick in a new tab. Here are videos that show you how to set up your social profile, more advanced things like your skills and portfolios. They're called widgets. This shows you how to use that. This shows you how to use your cloud credits and your banking system, the social groups on the site. If I wanted to make a film, maybe I would start a group here, and then it's a place where people can at least congregate and share information, clubs, taking out your VIP prosperity commissions and digital downloads. So we'll go to prosperity program. So this is designed specifically to help people in our community to share wealth amongst the community and give them something that they can share that rewards them and will also bring more people into the community. And will educate them about the very basics of crypto. So back here in your office, you will see the total referrals, your total commissions. Approved commissions are commissions that you have not yet transferred to your bank. All right, so like, for example, I've got $15 in approved commissions. Please wait, we're adding them to your cloud credits. So now they're not in here anymore, or they won't be in a moment. And I go to my cloud credits, and now I had 20, now I have 35. So that's kind of important, is if when you're doing prosperity program, your approved commissions, you have to transfer them over. So there's 4 marketing pages you can choose from. They're all different. You will have a link, and this is what you want to send people out. You can look at these. They're all, like I said, they're all different. I like this one, Prosperity Splash B. And this is your link. And you'll see your name up here, AF equals. You copy it, and you send it out to people. So what do you get? Well, immediately you get access to being told where there's all sorts of either free crypto opportunities. Terrence, you had mentioned Coinbase. On Coinbase, if you watch a few little videos on some new coins, they'll give you those coins, right? And you answer a question. I don't know if you've done that yet.
I have.
So there you go. So information like that. There's other places where they're doing airdrops, which are free tokens that somebody might give away just to get new people started with their token. Like Uniswap gave away 400 tokens when it started, and it was only worth a couple bucks at the time, but now their token's over $30. So if somebody got those tokens, those free 400 tokens, just for signing up on Uniswap, and they're still holding them, it's worth over $12,000 today. Took a few years because these things don't just happen overnight. So at any rate, when you join the prosperity program, you get the digital ebook and you get access. I think this is the easiest way to show you this. You get access to a special group that's private. You cannot get into the group any other way. Once you buy it, you're in it. Whereas other people have created groups, they're public and you can join anyone. I'm going to go send a request here. Oh, my request was sent. See, that's a private group, so the admin has to let you in. If you buy prosperity program, then you get to come into the group, and this is where we tell you, hey, here's a new airdrop, for example. Here is, for example, most recent one, eToro is currently offering $250 in free crypto when you invest $5,000 in any of your choice. Now, we're not suggesting people need to go invest $5,000, but I know people who invest $5,000 all the time when there's a dip in the marketplace. So if they're going to do that, why not get $250 worth free as well? Right? It's just a matter of knowing what's out there. Now, there's another thing that comes with this account. You make $5 for every person you refer, and it's for 4 degrees. This can really add up to a lot. So for example, here I am. If I refer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, let's say, they go on my circle, right? There's no pyramids here. There's none of that kind of stuff. It's just, you can refer as many people as you want. If they refer people, those people go on their circle, and those people on their circle, and their circle, and you get paid for 4 levels. So like in this case, even if I had referred just this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in this case, we're saying an average of 7 people are being referred. This is only out 2 levels, and I've now been paid 70 times on my $25 investment. So I've gotten $350 and there's still 2 more levels to go. So even one person who refers, you know, I refer just one decent person and they like to do marketing. I get $5 for that referral. They go out and they refer 10 people, let's say, less than one person a month over a course of a year. Well, now I got an additional $50 in value. And it will continue and continue and continue for other levels. So it will really rise. And this is a way that you can then cash out for getting a bunch of SPADES tokens. It's a great way to earn tokens versus having to actually buy them for a one-time $25 investment. And if people aren't happy with it, then after 60 days, they can ask for a complete refund and we'll send them the tokens. We also put on here, since this is a marketing page, a whole introduction to the community. So people can see that, hey, you're not just getting access to a club. If you're not familiar with SPADES Community yet, you're actually getting a place where you can sell your own stuff. You can put on events, you can sell classes, you can put things in an auction, you get this bank account, you can vote on what charities. So the whole entire community value is here as well. So this is all you do. You just choose which page, depending on who you're sending this to, because each page is different. That one was like, are you new to crypto? This one is more for like people who are just really do online marketing. Hey, here's just a great way to prosper online. Here's all the stuff you get. Here's how much money you get. And pretty much that's it. One thing that's really nice, though, I want to say is this. There are loans for those in need. So people who honestly can't afford the $25, they can click here and they will be taken to this form. And if they tell us they truly, truly cannot afford it, then we will give them the account, but they will start at minus 25 earnings. They start at minus 25, right? So it's a no interest loan. The only issue is, Terrence, if you referred somebody, when you refer somebody, they go under you, right? Because you get the $5. If you refer someone who takes the loan, they do not go under you because they didn't pay anything and there's nothing to go up. So we put those directly under the administrative account because the admin doesn't have to get the money.
Gotcha.
So, Lauren, did you have any other questions about that I should, look at with the prosperity program?
No, I'm just really grateful that you put this in here because I've gotten a lot of questions about it. And since this is a very comprehensive, thank you, Stephen, recording, I think it would be very beneficial to everyone that listens.
You'll probably have to tell them where to fast forward to.
Well, I will. And when you send me when I get the link, I will figure this out. But
okay.
But thank you for doing this because I do feel it's very important, especially as I'm reaching out to a lot of nonprofits, and those are questions. And Terrence and Terra Renee have asked me the same. So thank you.
Yes,
you're welcome.
Thank you very much. For this. I will have to leave in a second because I gotta.
I think we're all going to leave because this is as long as we want to make
Zoom.
the video, to be quite honest.
Okay. But it's a lot of good information and really and truly a lot of it is on your page there with the videos and I do want to sign up for that community for the community section and work on that.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, the information is really there. It's helpful when we hear it from you because it helps me to understand things a little bit better. But yeah, I'm gonna dig back into some more of that and I'll share what I've learned from you guys. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, guys.
Florian,
Yes.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, Terrence, for being here. We really appreciate
Absolutely.
your support and certainly look forward to working continually together. Thank you so much again.
No,
And
absolutely, guys.
Shout out to Peace Day in 2 days and
Yes.
Lorian's birthday, the International Day of Peace,
Oh,
December
yes.
21st.
Yes.
Everybody,
The only
try
thing
to
I
be
get to
peaceful.
The only thing I get to say about that is it was my birthday first, but I'm grateful for both.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway,
That's right.
blessings to all of you. Happy Peace Day coming.
Okay.
Same to you guys.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Thank you so much. All right, bye-bye.